Hello everybody, it's Crystal. So welcome to my channel, and today I have a stitch tutorial for you. This is the Beehive stitch. It's really cool. It's really easy. It's just a one row repeat, and it does look the same on both sides. Isn't that cool? So it does have a very nice texture to it. It requires you to be able to double crochet and front post double crochet, and that is it. That's the two stitches that's used. And like I said, it's a one row repeat. It's not heavy, even though it has that, it looks quite textured. It's very flexible. It's not a stiff fabric. So, and I would not consider it to be a yarn eater either. You could use it for pretty much anything you want. It's pretty solid, I would say, of a stitch. Yeah, probably about 95% solid of a stitch. Pretty solid anyways. So yeah, you guys want to do it? Quick, easy, one row repeat. You got this. Think of all the pretty things that you can make with that one. Such texture in it, huh? All right, let's do it. Remember, this is just a stitch tutorial for me to teach you how to do the Beehive stitch. With it, you can do anything that you'd like. For this tutorial, though, I am just using some scrap yarn, and the yarn is a medium weight number 4 acrylic, and I'm going to be using a size I, which is a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook for the purpose of this stitch tutorial. But you, whatever you are making, can use whatever yarn and hook that you desire. Okay, so the Beehive stitch is done in a multiple of 2 plus 1, which means that whatever you're making, be it blanket, scarf, top, board strap, dish, it doesn't matter. Whatever you want to make, you can make anything with this. You chain in multiples of 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And when you get to the end, you get it as big as you want it to be. Add one more to the base chain. All right, just one more. So 2 plus 1. And we will begin. Row 1, we are going to do a double crochet in the 4th chain from our hook. And we never count the 1 that's on our hook. So 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th one from our hook, we're going to do a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double crochet into that 4th stitch, like that. And then we're going to put 1 double crochet in every stitch for the length of the chain. So row 1 is just 1 double crochet into every single stitch until we get to the end of our row. All right, I'm going to continue putting a double crochet in every stitch, and I'll be back up with you in just a second. All right, so I've made it to the end of row 1, and always remember that this chain here on the end of your row counts as a double crochet, okay? And once you make it to the end, you will have 2 less stitches than what your starting chain was. Counting this chain on the end, count him, and you'll have 2 less. All right, let's go ahead and begin row 2. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Chain 1 does not count as a stitch. All right, it's just a turning chain, so we will pretend like it's not even there. So we're going to put a double crochet into the very first stitch. Just like that. And now we're going to start the repeat of row 2. We're going to do a front post double crochet into the next stitch. So we're going to yarn over, and instead of going into the top of the stitch to do our double crochet, we're going to be working it around the post. So we're just going to take our hook and go around the post like that. And it's called the front post stitch because the post is on the front of our hook. All right, and then we go ahead and do our double crochet like normal. Just like that. There's a front post double crochet. Now into the next stitch, we are going to work a double crochet just right into the top of the stitch. And that's going to be the repeat. All right, so the next stitch we're going to be working a front post double crochet. So we're going to yarn over and not go into the top of the stitch, but around the post like that, and front post double crochet, just like that. And then in the next stitch, it gets a double, just a regular double crochet right into the top of the stitch, and repeat. Front post double crochet around the post of the next stitch, and then we're going to do a regular double crochet into the top of the next. And this is what we're going to repeat until we get to the last stitch of our row. Front post double crochet, a regular double crochet, front post double, and then regular double into the top of the next. Front post, regular double, front post, regular double. All right, and I'll see you at the last stitch of row 2. All right, I'm coming to the end of row 2. Now remember, I did say this chain here counts as a stitch, so that's our last stitch. Now the stitch before that should have been a front post double crochet. And in this last stitch, which is actually the chain here on the end, we're just going to put a double crochet into the top of that chain there. And that will end row 2. And now we're going to go ahead and start row 3. And row 3 is the repeat row. It's the one that we will continue to repeat for as long as we want our piece to be. So we will chain 1 and turn our work. And again, that chain 1 does not count as a stitch. And we're going to start off by putting a double crochet right into the very first stitch. And we're going to go ahead and start the repeat. We are going to do a front post double crochet into the next stitch. And if you look, it's actually the front post double crochet that we did on from the previous row. We're going to do a front post double crochet around that. So we're just going to go, it's kind of set in the back if you look at it closely. Just go around it and do a front post double crochet. And then in the next stitch, just a regular double crochet into the top of the next stitch. And that's the repeat. Front post double crochet around the post of the next, and remember it's around the front post double crochet from the previous row, which is actually on the back side now, so it's set in back. We got to go around it like that and front post double. No back post stitches in this, it's just front post and regular double. Now we're going to do double crochet into the top of the next and front post around the post of the next. So what we're doing is putting a double crochet where there was a double in the previous row, and we're doing a front post double crochet where we did a front post double in the previous row. But remember, it's actually set in the back side now because we flipped our work. That's okay. We're going to grab it from like that and do a front post double crochet. Look at that. That's all we're going to do. Double crochet and front post double. By pulling the front post double up from the back side like that, it gives it a really cool texture. Interesting looking piece of fabric it makes. I like it. And we're just going to repeat this until we get to the end, and I'm almost there. Front post double and a regular double. Front post double and regular double. And your last, here when you have 2 stitches left, your last stitch before the very last stitch should always be a front post double. And then you will end with just a regular double crochet into the last stitch. And that's it. That's row 3, and that is the repeat row. How cool is that? We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Remember that chain 1 does not count, and we are going to repeat what we just did for however many rows we want to do. So again, we're just going to repeat row 3 for row 4. Double crochet into the first stitch, and then we start the repeat by putting a front post double crochet into the next, and it will always be the one that's kind of set in the back. Like that. Double crochet into the next. And front post double crochet around the post of the next. Double crochet into the top of the next. And a front post double crochet. And that is it. Super easy, super cool. And after a few repeats, your fabric will start to look like this. I like it. I see why they call it the beehive stitch, because looks like it has indentions. It does have the indentions in it. It's really interesting. I like it a lot. I think I have a few things made out of it on my channel. I'll have to look it up. I haven't made this stitch in a long time, but yeah. Well, after a few repeats, it looks like this. And remember, it is the same on both sides. I hope that you enjoyed my tutorial. I hope you were able to follow along okay. And I'd love to see what you make with this. If you make something, you can always post a picture on my Bagoday Crochet Facebook page. There will be a link to that below in the description box. And if you found this tutorial easy, good to follow along, maybe you could give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below. And don't forget to check out all my hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, many hundreds of crochet tutorials. They are all free for you to enjoy. I have everything, anything that you could ever want to make, and multiples of them, I'm sure. So I'll see you guys on my next video, all right? Take care. Bye, guys.